What's up guys, and welcome back to Things Garage. In today's video, we're throwing this 12-inch light bar on the Scrambler 500. Let's get right into it. So just to take a look, this is the light bar that I got. Shout out to LastFit for sending me this thing, hooking me up. If you want to use my discount code, it is Athena, and you can get 15% off at checkout. Now this is a 12-inch light bar. It fits perfectly on the Scrambler. Well, hopefully. I'm gonna have to fabricate a, boy, look at that. I'm gonna have to fabricate a little mount for it, but that's okay. They also sent a wiring harness with it, so that's pretty awesome. And I'm probably not gonna use this. I will be using some of the cord here and just integrate it into the light system that's already on the Scrambler. It comes with looks like bottom brackets, side brackets. We're gonna be using the side brackets right here to mount this sucker up. So these are the ones we're gonna need. But yeah, I can't wait to get this thing on. I bet it's gonna be awesome. It looks awesome. It feels really nice. The cord feels nice. Definitely some high quality light bars here. Anyway, let's go over to the four-wheeler and I'm gonna show you guys what I'm gonna do. So this four-wheeler did not come with any headlights, unfortunately, but it gives me the opportunity to put one in here. Now, if you look, this 12-inch light bar fits almost perfectly in here. I mean, it's going to fit perfectly. So I think this is going to be an awesome fit for this. I have some aluminum bar I'm going to use to mount to this existing bracket that's already here, and then we'll use these side brackets to mount to the aluminum bar. I'll drill some holes in there, but yeah, it's got a nice little thing here that'll fit perfectly. I would like to have the original ones, but unfortunately they didn't come with it, so this is the next best thing. So I went to Home Depot and got this aluminum bar. It's just a flat bar. There it is right there, if you can read that. I'm just going to literally stick this through here and basically just mark some holes from the back side, drill these holes out to where I want it, and then put the light bar and kind of configure that, and then I'll cut the bar to size. So I'm probably going to do that for now, just kind of do it right here in the middle. That way I'll have some excess over here I can cut off and along with here. But I'm going to station this up here, maybe try to clamp it on here with some vice grips or something, get it level, and then go through the back side and make some marks for my holes. So these are some leftover bolts from the parts quad that I got for the Scrambler, the Trailblazer. I don't know what they're from or where, I can't remember, but they fit perfectly through those other holes. So as long as we make a hole big enough to fit those, we'll be set. I'm going to slap this thing on here. Hopefully our holes line up. All right, they give you several mounting positions with these brackets. You have two spots here, and then you can flip sides, flip them around, but I think this is where I want to use them. I wanted the brackets to kind of raise the light up a little bit. Okay, I got the light mounted up here on this bracket. I drilled some holes. I tried some other configurations, but I didn't like it. It's just loosely on here, but I think this is exactly what I was aiming for. So now I'm going to cut off where I made these marks. Just use an angle grinder and cut this aluminum off here. And then I'm probably going to spray paint this aluminum black. That way it doesn't look so out of place. Our bracket is dried and painted. I think it turned out pretty good. Doesn't have too much flex to it now that it's short, so I'm going to bolt the bottom half up and then get the light hooked up on there, and then we'll take this hood off here and attach it to the light system. The light is attached. Unfortunately, it's not exactly even. I tried my best to do it, but it's not 100% even inside this little cage. I just don't know where I went wrong here, but it is pretty straight. I used the level on there. It's pretty level. I threw the level up here and here, and it's good as it can get. So now I'm gonna use some of that wiring harness, take off this hood piece here, and attach the light to the other light cords that are somewhere buried in here. Like I said before, I'm not gonna need this whole wiring harness. I'm really just after this plug So it has the nice connection, and I can attach this wire to the factory harness that's here, which this harness isn't factory because the guy who owned it before me did some weird stuff to the lights. I don't know what these connections are, but I'm going to be getting rid of them and connecting it to this light. But first, we need to figure out whether or not the green or yellow is the high beam, because I'm going to put this as the high for the switch up here. It's going to be high beam on here. So I need to figure out if green or yellow is high. I know brown is ground, so let me just get a multimeter and test it. Be able to get a ground here and get some voltage from nothing from the green, so the yellow. The yellow is showing 12 volts, so that means the yellow is high, or yeah, the brights, I guess. The low light, we should get nothing and get it from the green. Yep, so we need to hook this up to the to the yellow, and that way we get signal to the high beam. I'm gonna cut the brown off here because we don't need it, along with the yellow. Because we do need it. Strip these wires back some. We don't need much for the heat shrink and solder connectors I'm using. So I'm just gonna leave the green like that. And then I believe we're probably gonna have to use these blue connectors. I'll have these linked down in the description. I love these things. This is what I use to connect almost all of my electronic stuff. Anytime I'm doing any kind of wiring. We need to make sure the size for this other plug. So I'm gonna go ahead and clip this off. Since our cord for the light is actually pretty long, we're not going to need much of this from the wiring harness, so I'll probably just cut off like 3 or 4 inches here and call that good. Yeah, I cut off like 3-4 inches or so, and I'm just going to strip these. These are definitely way bigger than what comes on the factory harness, so I'm going to be able to probably use these blue ones. Quick tip on these things. One side is almost always bigger than the other. I mean, I can almost put that, I can put that in, or like these two sides are the same size. So the smaller side, I'm gonna put on the smaller wire, and the bigger side, I'm gonna put on the bigger side of the wire here. Unfortunately, I don't have a heat gun, so all I use is a lighter with these things, and literally just flick it on here until it starts shrinking. Just like that. So it's kind of sealed around that wire, and then when we put the other wire in, that's when I'll heat up the solder. All right, so now I'm going to try and attempt to heat it up on this without burning myself. It would be easier if I had a heat gun, but I do not, so we'll just do what we can here. If you heat it up and let it sit for a second, it will kind of shrink in a little. That way you're not burning it. Because I have caught these on fire before. So that one's semi-attached. I'm going to try to attempt to put this one in. All right, I cut some of this down so I have a little bit better like room with these wires. And I'm just going to try to slip both of them in at the same time, because that one fell out. They should go in, I feel like, pretty easy. Yeah. As long as they go in there, I can probably heat them up at the same time. Kind of like that. Attempt to hold them. Heat up this solder, and then it should melt. Like that. They should be melted together now, potentially. Now we just kind of let them cool off and plug it in, and if it works, we're good to go. If not, redo it. So all that fits back in the wire loom. There's our low beam, and really we should be able to hook this up and see if the light comes on, if I did everything correctly. There we go. I don't know what I was doing. It wasn't working. The light is on. It's extremely bright. I'll give some like visuals tonight, but now that we know it works, we can tuck some of this up, and like I said, maybe wrap this up with some electrical tape, kind of secure it a little better. But it is nice. I can unplug and take this out if I ever need to. If I ever want to take this light bar off and put it on something else, I'll have the ability to. But for now, the wiring part is done. All right, I wrapped the wiring up in electrical tape down here, kind of made sure it's pretty secure. And then what I'm gonna do is kind of connect this wire from the light bar, zip tie it to these. That way it doesn't have room to flop around and can't really go anywhere. All right, the light bar is on. Everything's kind of hooked up. It seems straight-ish. I don't know. Some things are kind of weird with this front end. There's a low tire over here, you know, so I don't really know. But this is the final product here, and I don't know if this bar is straight on here, like that I mounted or what, but it's on there. It doesn't look straight. It looks like I need to lift that up some right there. Anyway, it should brighten up the nighttime because there wasn't anything on it to begin with. So I'll probably throw in some B-roll right here of at night and how it looks. So that's probably going to be it, guys. All right, guys, that's gonna be the end of this one. Light is super bright, pretty awesome. If you want one of these lights, use code Athena at checkout, lastfit.com. Shout out to LastFit for sending me this light bar. Really appreciate you guys. It's a perfect fit for this quad. If you guys like this kind of content, consider subscribing, like this video if this helped you out at all. And if you want to help support the channel a step further, consider becoming a member, 99 cents a month. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Hope you have a nice day. Bye.